Hello, my name is Travis David. It's for ATM 101. I'll be analyzing the weather at two locations at Bethel and Kuparuk for February 2019 and March 2019. So here's our weather data tables. We got a set for Bethel, one for Kuparuk. Down at the very bottom here on the left, you can see the dates 1 through 10. We'll be analyzing the 1st and the 8th for this section. So for Bethel, we'll go to the tables here. We have for the 1st and the 8th, we have maximum pressures 29 degrees, 34 degrees. The minimums is 10 and 27 degrees. The mean temperatures is 20 and 31, and the temperature ranges between the two. So we got a range of 19 degrees and a range of 7 here. We also got Kuparuk, which is here, the maximum of -20, and February 8th to 30 degrees. February 1st for minimums is -15, and the minimum of 25 for February 8th. The mean temperatures in -18 and 28 degrees. Temperature ranges of 5 degrees and 5 degrees. So we're looking at climatology as far as the last 30 years or so, what the mean temperatures are, the maximums and minimums on both locations of Kuparuk and Bethel. And from these tables, we can see that Bethel and Kuparuk have warmer temperatures than the climate averages over the 30-year period. So as far as the temperatures on the mean, here's 20 degrees and 31 degrees. If we're looking at the mean over the average of 30 years is 9 degrees. And the temperature ranges is plus or minus 12. And it's you can actually see that in our slide here. As far as Bethel is concerned, the temperatures are a lot warmer than over the whole week period than the climate averages, which is represented by the solid line and the dashed lines of maximum and minimums. We could also see in Kuparuk that the average, except for on the very first day, but when you average it all out, it's still warmer throughout the whole period, and that would be at. So the mean temperatures is 28, -18, and a temperature range of 5 degrees Kuparuk. So it would be -18 on one day, and then 28 degrees on the next. 28 degrees is really up here. So averaging those out, you'd still be above the climate change, or the average climate. And here is for March. Throughout the week, we did it from the 18th and the 22nd, and for our data here, as far as our mean temperatures, and then the mean temperatures for climatology. We got 15 degrees and 17 degrees, which is pretty close to on March 18th, but then it's a lot warmer in Bethel on the 22nd than the average climate. And then we got the maximums, the minimum temperatures, and a temperature range of 16 degrees. Our temperature range has changed in that aspect as far as it's a lot smaller. That kind of reflects to it being in the same general averages. So as far as it being it's more lineal. It stays within averages about. It's on the high end, but it stays within the 30-year climate change climatology. And then we have Kaporic here. That one has a temperature ranges. The mean temperature of 13 degrees, -4. And you can see down here that it's over the last 30 years it would have averaged out to be -22 or -21. Or, I mean, 16 degrees, or -16, -17. And it's not anywhere near that for here. So in Kaporic, we could say that it is warmer than the climate average over a 30-year period. And then we'll look at these weather maps here for February 1st. And we concluded that both of these locations have warmed up more than average. So on February 1st, we have high pressures here. We got a low pressure down here that's influencing Bethel. The high pressure is influencing Kaporic. The winds are coming from the south, kind of moving southeast-ish. And then in the low pressure, we have this low pressure swinging around. It's influencing by as it goes over land. It's all continental influences. But then you also have this other low pressure here. So they're kind of hitting Bethel on both sides. And we got, rain, blowing wind, blowing snow, snow, mostly just snowing. And I would say that it's you got kind of both of them playing. So your winds are moving from the south, going southeast. And you're getting snow, you're getting warmer weather with it, as the high temperatures and the lows are being pushed up, and then temperatures are increasing. We got cloud cover here as well. That contributes to the overall radiant heat staying down low. In other words, the clouds are helping keep the heat down, so it does warm up. And then we'll look at February 8th on the same month or the same week, and it changes here. We have another low that developed right on top of Kaporic, and that increases temperatures as well. You got some cloud cover, it's keeping radiant heat down. So the low is pushing air up through the cycle. So we got the low, highs. There's some snow cover there. A lot of the changes that you see in these two examples is there's a lot of high pressures and cyclones that are actually influencing what is happening there. And we'll talk about cyclones in a little bit and development of low pressures. So as far as air masses changing throughout these periods, you could see that these air masses are warm air moving through, and we could see that with our temperature changes here. See, as it hasn't really struck it there on the 1st and then the 8th. On the 8th, you can see a huge increase and pressure at Bethel, with a pretty significant air change there. Temperature is not as bad, but pressure did change on February 8th. So this is the first, and it pretty much had the same pressure, a low pressure system that was operating for this period here. And then on the 8th, there's high pressure. So that's what triggers that high pressure system. A different type of air is moving through, generally somewhat warmer air pushing up from the ocean and moving through the area there. And we'll go to March 18th and March 22nd, and we have another low pressure system building right next to Bethel, and we got a high pressure there kind of influencing Kuparuk with another low pressure up there to the left. So this one's a little more complicated, and so there's a cyclone that is building here. So the winds are kind of moving east to west. A little bit of variation there, but kind of east, south, southwest. And then in Kuparuk, we have the wind still moving from east to west. And we have some precipitation there, either showers or half rain, freezing rain maybe. And then Bethel, there's not much clouds there. There's a little bit, but overall it's pretty clear at that moment in time on February 18th. So I'm looking at our pressure system for February 18th. It's pretty constant. It doesn't change much. It changed the next day, which is probably the advent of that low. Either it changes again to a high pressure system and then drops back down to a low on the 22nd. And this is also when you can see relative humidity and dew point start crossing each other. And temperatures increase a lot. So we'll look at March 22nd. And we have, showers, we have rain, we have pressure system with lows. So low is moving, the wind is going to the west. As far as discussing highs and lows, throughout these two different periods, Kuparuk is very clear that day. Got some cloud cover, but overall it averages the same. I would go through and we'll discuss some of this, the jet stream and what we see throughout the whole week. So we have a lot of lows that have been developing, and that's associated with divergence of air up in the jet stream. When the air diverges, warm air moves from the ground and starts climbing. So it starts climbing up, and overall temperatures start increasing. That is one of the reasons why this here is a little the upper air charts. So you can see it in millibars and the different ranges of it. But if you look at 2012 and then you go through to 2019 in February and 2019 in March, the two are very different. It's because we are getting more divergent air over Alaska. That increases overall warming of air. If it was going to change again, then we would need more